Welcome back to the next microscopy video. Here we're looking at some nerve tissue that we'll get to in more detail in a little bit. So come and join me as we explore 7 new tissues throughout the mammal and human body. And here we have the umbilical cord. We can't see the entire structure, but these smaller tubes we see, those are arteries leading from mother to child, and of course vice versa as well. This flatter, smaller structure we see here, that is the lone vein that passes blood back to the mother. Now, during pregnancy, the fetus does not eat. All of the gases and nutrients and hormones that it needs are passed through the umbilical cord, through the placenta, to the fetus. Because the fetus doesn't need to eat, they don't poop. But they do pee, and, well, sorry to have to say that pee just goes into the amniotic fluid, and the fetus actually drinks some of it. Here we have a peripheral nerve. Peripheral nerves are the nerves outside of the spinal cord that connect all throughout your body. Here we can see a crosscut of that nerve. Around the outside, we have what's called the perineurium, and on the inside, which we can see a little more detail here, those are the individual nerve cells. You'll see some blood vessels and some red blood cells, there they are, here as well. A nerve cell can also be called a fiber. Here's that cross section again, zoomed in about 800 times. So there are thousands of individual nerve fibers, nerve cells, inside of a single nerve. And here we have what's called a spinal ganglion. If you were to observe a spinal cord, you would see on the back side, the dorsal side, are these small bulbs, and those are the ganglia. Ganglia are simply little bundled up structures where the nerves cluster together into this ball for one reason or another. There are 2 different places where peripheral nerves connect to the spinal cord. The nerves that connect to the back of the spinal cord, which include the ganglia, those are nerves that carry information towards the central nervous system. So when you touch something hot, that sensation is carried to the spinal cord from the back, and then out the front of the spinal cord, a different set of nerves go to the muscles. And here we actually have the spinal cord. Now, the spinal cord is interesting. In the middle, we have the gray matter, and on the outside, we have the white matter. That is the opposite structure and orientation that we see in the brain, where the gray matter makes up the outside shell of the brain. Here, if we zoom in, we can see a large difference between the organization of the gray and the white matter. Gray matter is composed primarily of cell bodies, whereas the white matter is made of tracts and fibers. And here we have a palatine tonsil. The palatine tonsil is the one that you most easily notice when you say, ah, look in the mirror when you are not feeling well. Your tonsils are one of your very first lines of defense inside the body for dealing with infections. Tonsils are lymph tissue. Here in the middle we can see some lymphatic ducts. We'll come back to those in a little bit. Your tonsils deal with infections. They localize infections and they try to destroy them. When the body gets very busy, the body tends to swell up. So swollen tonsils are a key signature of infection. Here we can see some duct-like tissue. That is where the actual lymph and fluid is carried into the tonsil. And here we have some prostate gland tissue. The primary function of the prostate is it creates fluid to be added to semen so that the spermatozoa, the sperm cells, are able to swim around. We can compare this to blood. Blood is made of cells, obviously, but about 50% of your blood is plasma, because if there wasn't this liquid bulk, then the blood cells would not be able to move around. Here we have the bottom region, the pyloric region of the stomach. The stomach's chief job is to create enzymes which help digest food. Apart from the mechanical digestion that the stomach does, being that the stomach is very muscular. These types of pits and glands are going to be producing hormones such as pepsin and pepsinogen, which help the body digest proteins. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, check out the channel to see more content like this and quite a lot of other stuff as well. Thank you for watching.